Is console Siege better than PC Siege is the question that I get a lot, that I read a lot, and that is the reason why I'm making this video today. Is I got a comment on one of my TikToks asking for my honest opinion about if console Siege is better than PC Siege or vice versa. So I figured instead of duetting a video and walking around my house and answering the question, I would make a full YouTube video, because really thinking about it, there's a lot that factors into this answer. So let's just get right into it. All right, so a little bit of background about me is I started on PC Siege, went to console Siege, then went back to PC. Really didn't like the game when it first came out. I really was a big fan of other like battle royales and Call of Duty, and I didn't really start getting into Siege like seriously until around, I would say, 2018. So 2018, 2019, right before COVID. And then obviously through COVID. And on that time, I was on Mixer, so I played strictly on console. And I really liked it because I was able to connect with my community on Mixer because it was a console-based platform. Then when I switched to Twitch, I ended up playing on PC, and that's where I am now, stuck on PC, and honestly, I love it. And each of those experiences, I've learned a lot about Siege and how it's played on either platform and what I've seen from other streamers and other people that play the game. So that's what I'm going to factor into this video. First, if we really want to break everything down, we got to break console down. Console has PlayStation and Xbox. We're not going to count Ludia or SATA. I know that it says it's cross-plat for PC, but those aren't really platforms that are, I would say, recognizable. So we're going to stick with the basic three platforms. Microsoft, meaning PC, Xbox, I guess that's Xbox is Microsoft, whatever, and PlayStation. So if we're going to break it all down, we should break it down into sports. This is like what I like to use as my analogy. I would consider, as someone who actually has tried PlayStation, I wouldn't be saying this if I haven't tried PlayStation. I did play PlayStation for a little bit. PlayStation, in my opinion, would be the junior varsity and varsity high school football kind of culture. And then moving to Xbox, we would have the college football D3 to D1 kind of atmosphere and culture. And PC, in my opinion, would be like the NFL, the show, where all the pro players play, where it is on the grand stage is PC. So, and if you really want to play with the best of the best, not saying that other platforms don't have the best of the best, but PC has more of the best of the best. And that's really, I feel, where the gameplay gets a lot more strategy than fragging. So now that we got that out of the way, how do I feel about console? Well, what is the culture of console? In my opinion, the culture of console is actually a lot more fun and relaxed than PC culture. When I've loaded up into console games, there's really just basic strats. People are a little new to the game. They're all trying to be Jinxie fans, or Jinxie clones, rather. And it's more or less running around, running and gunning. You know, you're going to plant the bomb, blah, blah, blah. And it's a slower paced. It's a lot more just gunplay. And honestly, it's a lot of fun. And the community, besides the zimming, the culture of console, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, is really, really, really nice. And then you jump over to PC, and it is a sweat fest. I can't even load into a casual game without actually having to try, which is something that I never, ever had to do when I was on console. Then, not only is, console just has zimming as their cheating, we have everything as our cheating, from Riot guys playing Clash, flying around in circles, to walls, to, I don't know, people. It's just insane. It's honestly insane. The amount of cheats that are forgotten and just Ubisoft lets happen. And honestly, in either platform is ridiculous, but PC is really crazy. But the strategy and the gameplay of PC is a lot higher. You don't see people banning Jackal 81% of the time. They're banning actual other ops. They're actually making strats. They're actually doing every site setup I've seen typically when I've played against other teams, very different. In console, I feel like it's just the same stuff over and over and over again. You can do a lot more with PC. It's also pixel peaks. You got to be very careful when you peek things on PC. You got to play it slow. You got to play it smart. On console, you can kind of get away with peeking stuff without getting peeked. You gotta have a guy on PC who is licking his monitor, who's just gonna flick his wrist just a millisecond to the right, or a millisecond, and he's gonna tap you in the head. You don't really get that on console. It's a lot harder to do it on console, which goes to the input. Whether you're Zim or controller on console, it is nothing compared to being on keyboard and mouse on PC. Zim, honestly, even though it is cheating, if you want to say it's not cheating for this example, the Zim keyboard and mouse is very different than the keyboard and mouse on console. I mean on PC, because the Zim has an input delay. Keyboard and mouse on PC doesn't have an input delay, unless you're on like a really cheap wireless mouse or wireless keyboard, which I would suggest using a wired for everything on PC. If you ever play, that goes for any game, but that's just my preference. I do use a wireless mouse because I played Apex a lot, and I found the wireless mouse on Apex was a lot better, and I just, you spend like $150 on a mouse. You're not going to go buy another one until it breaks. So here we are, going to the input and playing on controller. I feel like Rainbow Six Siege is a lot better on keyboard and mouse than it is on controller. And that's someone who played on controller, who tried controller recently and absolutely hated it. I don't know how controller players do it. Props to you guys. But yeah, playing on controller is very slow, very clunky, and playing on keyboard and mouse is very smooth and very clean. And that's where the advantage goes to PC. So I would say culture and gameplay and experience goes to console, and skill level, strategy, and input would be going to PC. Now, to answer the question, do I think console is better than PC? No, I don't think any of them are better than any of them. And I'm not trying to be fair and give everyone a participation trophy here. I genuinely think that it is the player that plays the game in any game that matters if you're good or not. So if you're a good player, whether you're on console, whether you're on PC, if you have map sense, if you're not red pinging on drones, if you're able to win your ones, if you have good sight setup, if you are also playing with a team, this is a team-based game. So if it's all about your team, if it wasn't a team-based game, then when I go 14-1 in a ranked game or 8-2 in a ranked game, I would be getting more elo than my team if we lose. It's a team-based game, so it's really down to your team. So I think that no one's better. It's the player and players. So if you're playing with a good team, I think we honestly should get the best of the best from controllers and the best of the best of PC and mix them all together and let them do a game together. Everyone plays on keyboard and mouse players playing with controller players, the best of the best, because that will really prove not what platform is better, but what players are better. Because Siege is, like I said, it's a team-based game. It's a strategy-based game. And it really is a stupid thing to complain about what platform is better, because each person plays this game differently. You can be a copper and you can suck at this game on console, and you can still suck on this game on PC. Maybe you might have a little better experience on one of the other platforms, but as long as if you're not learning how to play the game, if you're not actually improving and practicing and making an effort to be a Siege player and understand the game, then you're never going to be good at this game. And this is a game where you can always learn. No matter what level you're at, I feel like you could always learn as long as you're willing to learn how to play the game. So there's my answer. I know it was a long-winded one. I need to get a YouTube video out, and this is something that's been on my mind a lot. And yeah, so the answer to the question, I don't think any platform is better than any other platform. It's all about the player. It comes down to who's behind the controller or the keyboard. And that's Siege. And honestly, that's why this game has lasted so long, because every single game is different. Everybody you play with is different. Every team you play with is different. And if you get a good groove with the team and you learn the game, you're going to be unstoppable no matter what platform you are on. Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. If you made it this far through the video, please smash the like, smash the sub, ring the bell, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Feel free to come hang out with me on Twitch and TikTok, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. May the force be with you, and peace.